So I guess for the next few videos, we're going to be doing a lot of chair work. Well, I guess there's no use of sitting on this information then. What's going on with you guys? TheCaliEffect, king of games here. And today, we're going to be talking about cards you should not buy at all costs. I mean, if there was ever some bad decisions in life, these are probably some of them. Yu-Gi-Oh! Goes through its complex highs and lows, times where you should buy particular cards and times where you could stay clear away from them. In this video, I'm not only going to be revealing you 5 cards that you probably should stay away from, I'm going to be telling you why they went up in the first place, as well as why you should avoid them. Duh. So of course, if you want to see more videos like this, then be sure to destroy. It's weird because I can't hit anything, so I have to angle it even more different. That subscribe button, but also be sure to hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, let's talk about those strategies that you should completely avoid, at least for right now. And when they become a little more palatable to buy, then, come on, we got the bucks. Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind is an 11-year-old Yu-Gi-Oh card. That's right, this card is older than the Nintendo Wii, the gaming console that a lot of you children started on. I'm not here to get into the gaming war, but Sega Genesis is where it's at. God, I'm old. What Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind does is if you control a Blackwing monster, you can special summon this card to your side of the field. Furthermore, you can target one monster on the field and reduce its attack by half. Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind was a pivotal card for the Blackwing strategy when it was competitive 11 years ago. So why exactly has Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind skyrocketed in price? Well, it's fairly simple. There are quite a few players that really love playing in legacy formats. And as stated before, 11 years ago, Blackwing Gale was a very popular card for Blackwings, but dark decks alike played it because it's a card that can reduce the attack of a monster by half and was a level 3 tuner monster. Since the current pandemic, we've seen a lot of old school cards get completely bought out. Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind super rares at $24 a pop is quite laughable. Avoid buying this card. Not only can you find cheaper versions of Blackwing Gale the Whirlwind for 1/4 of the price, the higher rarity version of this card is only $6. You can get a ultra rare copy of Gale for 1/4 of the price. I'm sorry to blow the wind out of your sails, but this Gale isn't going nowhere. The next card is an ultra competitive Yu-Gi-Oh card that players just figured out that, maybe I should buy this card out. And other players are like, oh no, don't do that. They're like, press the button, buy it out. Solemn Strike is an incredibly powerful Yu-Gi-Oh card that made his debut in the Breakers of Shadows set. How did I know? Because I remember specifically looking for this card. And getting it was a pain. What Solemn Strike does is at the cost of 1,500 of your life points, you can negate the summon of a monster or you can negate a monster's effect. Solemn Strike is the best Solemn card in current Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it allows you to stop most extra deck summons, hand traps, and of course cards that activate in the graveyard and banish. That's something that no other Solemn card can do. This card legitimately strikes down the competition with ease. Now there is one big problem with Solemn Strike, and it's not me telling you that you should have bought it when I told you to buy it over a year ago, but it's the fact that the price point of ultimate rare Solemn Strikes is at an egregious number. Solemn Strikes of old were about $125 each, but now they sit at about $260 a pop. That is easily one of the most expensive ultimate rares in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game in terms of competitive relevancy. And the really bad thing about Solemn Strikes in its ultimate rare version is that it's going to be really hard for that card to go down. Again, Solemn Strike is a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh card. It's one of the best trap cards in the current Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Why am I telling you to avoid buying it? Because $260 is too much. You have to draw the line. You have to have some dignity here, and you have to have some pride. That is way too much for a Yu-Gi-Oh card that was half the price less than a week ago. It is completely ridiculous how somebody would spend just so much money on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It doesn't make any sense. You gotta have some pride. You gotta stop somewhere. And if you don't stop, where would... This is not Solemn Strike money. It's Solemn Judgment money. Fortunately for us, there are plenty of other cheaper copies of Solemn Strike. You can get the secret rare for $10 right now. I strongly suggest that you do that. Moving forward with the next card on our list, we've talked about a few cards that have been bought out. We haven't necessarily talked about a card because of the Forbidden List. Cards tend to go up in price because Forbidden List speculation and players are normally wrong. This time, they couldn't be more far wrong. Thunder Dragon Colossus is a card that has been risen slowly, and players have been picking up their copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus in hopes of it coming off of Forbidden List. I can tell you right now, there's like a -0% chance that's happening. There's not even a -0, that's how low of a chance you have. What Thunder Dragon Colossus does is that it must be fusion summoned or special summoned the turn a Thunder monster is activated in the hand by tributing a Thunder monster. What it does from there is that it prevents the opponent from adding cards from their decks to their hand, and if this card would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish one card in your graveyard instead. Thunder Dragon Colossus is very unfair, especially when cards like Nemesis Corridor can easily, freely summon Thunder Dragon Colossus. I should have seen that coming. Now, using my tournament would probably be a terrible sample size, but using my tournament, you can see why Thunder Dragon Colossus belongs on the Forbidden List. But hey, if you want to spend $50 a pop for ultimate rare Thunder Dragons for collector's purposes, or because you are playing it inside of a format where Thunder Dragon Colossus is legal, maybe you're playing the 2019 format, then by all means go ahead. One thing, no matter the circumstance, that I would not invest in is secret rare copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus. The ultimate rares are literally just $40 more, and if you're on a budget, just go ahead and get the ultra rares because, I mean, they're extremely cheap. At least with the other cards I talked about, they had some competitive relevancy. I would 100% avoid Tomb Kingdom Ultimate Rare at all costs. Basically what Tomb World does is that when it's activated, you can banish the top 3 cards from your deck face down, and then while it is in the field spell zone, it's treated as Toon World. Your Toon monsters cannot be targeted for attacks, and if a Toon monster on your side of the field would be destroyed, you can banish the top card from your deck instead. Now this is an excellent support card for the Toon strategy, but the problem with this is that it's excellent support for the Toon strategy. To frankly put it, Toons just flat out aren't good. It's really unfortunate that Toons aren't even a semi-competitive strategy, because Tomb Kingdom is actually a pretty good card that not only plays legacy support, I mean it feels like how Tomb Kingdom was in the show, but also doesn't step outside of its boundaries too much. Toons at best have been splashable cards inside of other strategies, and at worst, they've been forgotten about. Like how my mom forgot about me before I was born, during birth. Tomb Kingdom's current price is $80 for an ultimate rare copy, when not just last week, it was $40 for a copy of this card. Avoid this card. Seriously, this card is that one girl around the corner that keeps messaging you. She keeps on talking about how she want to be with you, and you're just like, avoid this card. And for the people that don't have that type of girl in your life, keep watching these videos. You'll definitely get there soon. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that this card will be on the Forbidden List, but I just have my doubts. When I say that Union Carrier is a card that you should completely avoid, it's literally all off of just me saying you should avoid it and no real reason around it. Union Carrier is a Link 2 monster that allows you to target a monster on the field and then equip a monster from your deck to your side of the field to that monster with the same type and attribute. You can call it a hunch, you can call it a gut feeling. I think that Union Carrier is a card that you should completely avoid because it will be banned the next Forbidden List. Now, am I all telling you no about the Forbidden List? Oh no, that's definitely not what we do here. And I'm not even gonna talk about past times where I just had a hunch, mentioned it in a prediction list and it got banned. I'm just telling you straight up not to buy this card. And the cool thing about it is that this is in a win-win situation. I'm pretty confident no one else is thinking like this about Union Carrier. It's only $10. If you don't have Union Carriers, or if you're trying to get Union Carriers, holding off until the ban list won't change its price. On the other hand, buying a Union Carrier and then a week later having the ban list coming out, that can hurt. And the last card I want to talk about isn't necessarily a Yu-Gi-Oh card. This is actually a set that is coming up that I think you should avoid unless the price is right. The Ghost from the Past set is a set that is set to debut inside of April. The problem with the Ghost in the Past set, well, I mean, for a case, it was around $400 to have, but now those same cases are about $1,500 a pop. Is this highway robbery? Have you ever been robbed on a highway? Because this is exactly what it feels like. I'm not here to knock the people that are selling the cases for $1,500, and I'm not here to be angry at the people that are actually buying this at $1,500. Do your thing. All I'm telling is if you guys have the extra residual laying around and you were thinking about buying the cases of Ghosts from the Past or pre-ordering them at $1,500 a piece, I wouldn't do that. Plus, when you factor in that there are plenty of other retail stores as well as being able to buy singles online, you might want to reconsider about buying this Ghost from the Past set when you could potentially get it from MSRP when it comes out. We also only know what's like 5 cards inside of the set. That's kind of ridiculous. Everything else could be trash. I doubt it, but it could be trash and you spent $1,500 for nothing. You don't have anything to lose right now. It's not like it's going to be like a $2,000 set or something. I feel like I can be wrong, but I doubt it. Well, that is all that I have for cards that you should completely avoid, like how I avoid Sabrina's Family's Cooking. Of course, if you want to see more amazing videos, then go ahead and check these out, as I'll catch you on the next one.